In this question, we're going to make forecasts and make performance evaluation. So part A of the question, you expect a stock to have a total return of 12% over the next year. And you expect that the standard deviation of its monthly returns is 6%. If the risk-free rate is 2% per year, what is the annual Sharpe ratio of the stock based on the expected values over the next year? So first things first, this question is asking us to calculate a Sharpe ratio. According to the formula, Sharpe ratio equals to expected return minus risk-free rate divided by the standard deviation. So that's ER minus RF divided by sigma. Of course, all of these variables need to be measured over the same horizon. In particular, for this question, it's asking for the annual Sharpe ratio. So we're going to look for annual numbers. What is the annual expected return? The question starts with you expect the stock to have a total return of 12% over the next year. So the expected return next year is 12% minus risk-free rate. The risk-free rate is 2% per year. So you put down that in there, minus 2%. Divided by the standard deviation, then we can get the Sharpe ratio. The question is, what is the standard deviation? The question reads, you expect the standard deviation of these monthly returns is 6%. Now, know that this is a monthly standard deviation, and the question is asking you for the annual Sharpe ratio. So it's thinking about the annual return. So how fast did the standard deviation go? How do we convert it to the annual standard deviation? A year has 12 months in it. So the standard deviation for the annual return would be monthly standard deviation times square root of 12. Because the monthly return standard deviation grows at the square root of time t. So it grows at the speed of square root of 12 to the annual number. You can just copy paste this entire equation to Excel spreadsheet, and the correct answer gives you 0.481. So that is the Sharpe ratio of this stock. Now, part B of the question. Here are annual arithmetic returns of two mutual funds over the past 5 years. Then you have a table. Suppose you have invested in both funds at the beginning of year 1, and consider that the risk level of both funds is equal. If you had to describe the performance of the two 5-year investments with either their arithmetic or geometric average annual return, which one do you think is more accurately descriptive of the relative historical performance of the two investments over the entire 5-year period? So you can either do arithmetic average or geometric average. As we have discussed in class, whenever you are going to make predictions about what the stock return is likely to be next month or the fund return is likely to be next month, we would use arithmetic average. However, if you are an investor in this fund, when you do performance evaluation, you care about how much return you have earned over the previous few years, and the returns you have earned is a cumulative compounded return. So the annual return you get is a geometric average. So to describe the relative performance of the two investments, we would be using geometric average of these two funds. So the correct answer is geometric average.